Hello and welcome to the She Reads Romance Books podcast, the ultimate show for romance book lovers looking for the best books worth reading. I'm your host, Leslie Murphy, and in each short episode, I share my favorite book list of recommendations so you know exactly what to add to your must-read list. Join me as I explore the romance genre and have fun collecting book boyfriends along the way, because life is better with a love story. It's that time of year again, readers, where I take a look at which romance books are being adapted into movies and TV series. If you're wondering which romance books to movies and TV shows you need to watch in 2024, then I've got the definitive list for you here so you don't miss a single one. Of course, though, things are always changing in Hollywood, so I will continually update this list on shereadsromancebooks.com throughout the year, as more book-to-movie adaptations are announced and release dates are solidified. So be sure to head over to the blog and bookmark that page so you stay in the know. This year, it still remains to be seen how many romance book adaptations will debut, since the Hollywood writers' strike put a lot of films and series on hold. But here's what we have to look forward to so far. Without a doubt, probably the most anticipated romance book to movie coming out in 2024 is It Ends With Us, based on the bestseller It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. This movie is set to release in theaters on February 9th, so we really don't have too long to wait, and you can start, already making your Valentine's Day weekend plans to go see it with a partner or a friend. If you haven't read the book yet, it follows Lily, who, after growing up in Maine in a household with a father who was really abusive to her mother, she goes off to college, starts her own business, and then she ends up meeting neurosurgeon Ryle Kincaid, who sort of sweeps her off her feet. But while Lily's relationship with Ryle sort of starts to unfold, she can't stop thinking about Atlas Corrigan, her first love, the once homeless boy who stole her heart and then disappeared when he was just 18. But when Atlas suddenly reappears in her life, everything Lily has built with Ryle is start to be questioned. Now, I normally don't read romance books that include abuse as a storyline, but I couldn't not read this book since it basically dominated the bestseller list last year, and that's years after it was even originally released. I'm honestly glad that I did, because I thought it was a really good book, and Hoover, using her social work background and obviously her own history, since the story is based on her mother, she did, I thought, a really great job portraying what it might look like in an abusive relationship, or at least I'm assuming so, since I really don't have any frame of reference for it, thank goodness. But she made me understand how hard it is for some to leave those relationships, when it's probably really easy from the outside looking in to say, just leave already. But back to the movie, Justin Baldoni, who you may recognize from the TV show Jane the Virgin, is leading this adaptation. He's the director as well as the lead actor playing Ryle, while Blake Lively is taking on the role of Lily, and Brandon Sklenar is playing Atlas. There was some backlash, I think, in early 2023 when filming started, when fans were really not happy with Blake Lively's look and wardrobe for Lily. We'll see what the actual reception is at the box office come February for It Ends With Us, but I have a feeling it's going to do really well. Beautiful Wedding is another romance book to movie coming in 2024, which will release in theaters in February, on February 1st, actually, to be exact, or at least so it's slated as of now. It is based on the novella A Beautiful Wedding by Jamie McGuire, which is book 3 in her series. This movie sequel follows up the movie Beautiful Disaster, which released last year in 2023. In that movie, we get the story of Abby and Travis. So Abby has a dark past, but she's trying to be the new Abby Abernathy, a good girl, when she starts her freshman year at college. But then she meets Travis Maddox, Eastern University's walking one-night stand, who she tries to ignore, yet he tricks her with a simple bet. If he loses the bet,
he must remain abstinent for a month. If Abby loses, she must live in his apartment for the same amount of time. Obviously, they get together and fall for one another. And in a beautiful wedding, Abby and Travis, who, after a crazy night in Las Vegas, discover they're married. They head to Mexico for a honeymoon with friends and family. I'm sure this movie will be super crazy and steamy since the first one was rated R. If you loved the Beautiful Disaster movie, then you'll want to check out this sequel coming in 2024. I honestly haven't read the book or books or watched the last movie, but I guess I'm going to have to hurry up and do that before this one comes out. So those are really the only 2 romance books to movies that have release dates actually set in 2024 so far. But there are a few additional movies I think we can see in the coming year. The next one is The Idea of You by Robin Lee. It's in post-production, so I think we should see it sometime in 2024 on Amazon Prime Video. This is a story about, I'm going to butcher her name, Celine Marchand, a 39-year-old owner of an art gallery in Los Angeles, who's really reluctant to take her daughter Isabel to meet her favorite boy band, but since her divorce, she's eager to get really closer to her daughter. But the last thing she expects is to make a connection with one of the members of the world-famous boy band August Moon. But Hayes Campbell is clever, he's confident, and their attraction is immediate. But he is all of 20 years old, which really complicates things. So when Celine and Hayes' romance becomes a viral sensation and both she and her daughter become the target of rabid fans in the media, Celine must face how her romantic life has impacted the lives of those she cares about most. As romance readers, anyone who's a fan of age gap romance or rock star romances will love this movie. I'm actually really looking forward to it because it stars Anne Hathaway as Celine, and I just adore her. So I think it will be really good when sometimes you just never know with adaptations. Plus, if you loved the movie Purple Hearts or last year's amazing romance book to movie adaptation, Red, White, and Royal Blue, then you'll want to watch this because it also stars Nicholas Galitzine, I totally butchered his name too, as Hayes, the rock star. He's really, monopolizing the rom-coms as of late, and I'm really loving it. I think he's a terrific actor. So this movie, I think, will probably, I think on Amazon Prime Video, but it might release in theaters. So stay tuned on that one. Another movie in post-production, which I anticipate releasing in 2024, is Through My Window, Looking at You, which is based on the book Through My Window by Ariana Godoy, which will release on Netflix. This movie is actually part 3 in the franchise, which began with the movie Through My Window, which released in 2022, followed by Through My Window Across the Sea in 2023. These movies are in Spanish, but available with subtitles. And I don't know about you, but I actually love romance movies with subtitles. I'm going to have to circle back to watch these previous movies to see if I want to watch this new release in 2024. But I have a feeling I probably will. So all 3 movies follow Raquel Alvarez, who is a hardworking girl and really serious about her future. It's always been her and her mom, and that's kept Raquel on the straight and narrow. And that's because she's had only one goal in life, and that's to become a psychologist, but also maybe to get Aries Hidalgo to notice her. For as long as Raquel can remember, she has been obsessed with Aries, known to everyone as the rich, hot, popular playboy. And even though he lives next door, Raquel has never spoken to him. But after a chance encounter reveals her crush is anything but unrequited, their steamy attraction grows into what can only be described as hands down hot. So Raquel is all in with Aries, but Aries can't or won't commit as his struggle with personal and family responsibilities leaves him little room for falling in love. But what burns bright and fast, we're not sure if the two can last. So this obviously sounds like another angsty young adult romance like the After series that was made into movies. So check it out if that appeals to you, or if you like movies in Spanish. Passionflix, the streaming platform that adapts romance books into movies and TV series, has a few things up its sleeve for 2024, including the movie Wallbanger by Alice Clayton. Not gonna lie, I am in the minority on this book, but I think it's because I listened to the audiobook and I really didn't care for the narration, so I should probably give the book another go and just read it to see what I think of it. But if you loved it, you can get ready to see it live on passionflix. There is no release date as of yet, as of this recording, so check back, as I said, on the blog to see when it will release. This movie is about poor Caroline Reynolds, who has lost her her orgasm. She's psyched that she has a fantastic new apartment in San Francisco, but now she also has a neighbor with the loudest late-night wall banging she's ever heard. So finally, going out of her mind, Caroline confronts her neighbor Simon, and of course, sparks fly. And you'll just have to watch the movie to see if Simon can help Caroline get her O back. Another movie that started production, way back in 2022, so we might finally see it coming out in theaters this year, is A Cuban Girl's Guide to Tea and Tomorrow, based on the book by Laura Taylor Namey. This is about Lila Rees. A summer in England was never part of her plan. She had planned to take over her abuela's role as head baker at their bakery or shop, move in with her best friend after graduation, and live happily ever after with her boyfriend. But then the trifecta happened and everything fell apart. So worried about Lila's mental health, her parents make a new plan for her to spend 3 months with family friends in Winchester, England to relax and reset. But what would be a dream trip for some feels like a nightmare until she meets Orion Maxwell. A tea shop clerk with troubles of his own, Orion is determined to help Lila out of her funk and appoints himself as her personal tour guide. Soon, a new future is beginning to form in Lila's mind, one that would mean leaving everything she ever planned behind. Dun, dun, dun. This book was Reese's book club young adult pick, which makes me think that we'll definitely see this in theaters at some point. And I love that it stars Kit Connor, who's already starring in the TV series Heartstopper. Be on the lookout for A Cuban Girl's Guide to Tea and Tomorrow, coming out hopefully in 2024. We do have a few romance books to movies to look forward to, but what about romance books to TV series coming out in the coming year? I would say the most anticipated romance book to TV series for this year has to be Bridgerton Season 3. Fans are desperate for this new season because it's been almost 2 years. I had to look that up, but yeah, it's been 2 years since we've seen the last Bridgerton season debut. Season 2 released in March of 2022, and while we did get the TV series Queen Charlotte in 2023, I'm definitely ready for Penelope and Colin's story. So with this upcoming season, in case you forgot, it actually skips book 3 in the Bridgerton series and goes on to book 4, which is Romancing Mr. Bridgerton by Julia Quinn. This season is in post-production, so hopefully it will air in early 2024 on Netflix, where we will get Penelope Featherington's love story with Colin Bridgerton, who she secretly adored forever. It's the perfect best friend's brother romance. To recap the summary of that book, Colin Bridgerton, he's tired of being thought of as nothing but an empty-headed charmer and tired of the notorious gossip columnist Lady Whistledown. But when Colin returns to London from a trip abroad, he discovers nothing in his life is quite the same, especially Penelope Featherington. The girl who was always simply there is suddenly the girl haunting his dreams. And when he discovers that Penelope has a secrets of her own, the elusive bachelor must decide, is she his biggest threat or his promise for a happy ending? Bridgerton's already actually been renewed for a season 4, so yay, we're going to get even more after this year, but I think everyone was really hoping it would drop at the end of, around Christmas time for 2023, but it hasn't, so let's look out for it in early 2024. Next up is part 2 of season 7 of Outlander, sometime in 2024 on Stars, which is based on the book An Echo in the Bone by Diana Gabaldon. Season 7 of Outlander was extended for a total of 16 episodes after season 6 was really shortened, I think due to the pandemic. The first 8 episodes of Outlander season 7 released in the summer of 2023, so you can watch that now while you wait for season 7 part 2 to hopefully premiere in 2024. In this season, Jamie Fraser is already certain that the Americans will win the rebellion, but he has no wish to face his illegitimate son, a young lieutenant in the British Army, across the battlefield. Claire knows that the Americans will win too, but not what the ultimate price may be. That price won't include Jamie's life or his happiness, though, if she has anything to say about it. I definitely need to catch up because I still have yet to actually watch season 6. Oops, but I loved how things start to turn in the series with this book, so I'm really excited to watch season 7, part 1 and part 2 coming out this year. Another TV series to debut another season is Heartstopper, with Heartstopper season 3 on Netflix, based on the graphic novel series by Alice Oseman. This season is still in production, I believe, but you can catch season 2, which released in August of 2023. The author said the actual cliffhanger at the end of season 2 is not something that's in the comics, so we will see what happens with the start of season 3. If the upcoming season is based on Heartstopper number 3, which I'm sure it is, then we face Charlie, who didn't think Nick would ever like him back, but now they're officially boyfriends. Nick's even found the courage to come out to his mom. But coming out isn't just something that happens once. There's Nick's older brother and a school trip to Paris, not to mention all the other friends and family, and life can be hard, even with someone who loves you by your side. As their feelings for each other get more serious, Charlie and Nick will need each other more than ever. So be on the lookout for Heartstopper Season 3 in 2024. Okay, now on to all of you Virgin River fans. The second half of Season 5 actually just released on November 30th of this year. But Virgin River Season 6, based on the series by Robin Carr, is in pre-production. So hopefully this will release on Netflix in the fall, I'm thinking, of 2024. Writers were back to work in the writer's room as of August 2023. So fingers crossed we will see Season 6 in 2024. Another TV series based on the work of Robin Carr is Sullivan's Crossing, with Sullivan's Crossing Season 2 releasing in 2024 on Canadian TV and the CW. Season 1 of Sullivan's Crossing debuted on CTV in 2023 and started its weekly airing in the United States on October 4th of 2023 on the CW. So if you didn't know about this series, you can go over there and check it out. I actually haven't watched it yet, so I don't know if they are basing each season on each book in the series or how they're approaching it. Tune in to find out. Another TV series coming back for another season is Sweet Magnolias, with Season 4 on Netflix, based on the series by Cheryl Woods. Season 4 of Sweet Magnolias was renewed in late 2023, so hopefully it will drop in late 2024. And lastly, a new TV series to catch in 2024, this time on passionflix, is The Black Dagger Brotherhood, based on the series by J.R. Ward. We're going to get vampires, people, and I assume Season 1 will focus heavily on Dark Lover, the first book in the series, which is about the world's only purebred vampire and the leader of the Black Dagger Brotherhood, Wrath, who has a score to settle with the slayers who took the lives of his parents centuries ago. But when his most trusted fighter is killed, orphaning a half-breed daughter unaware of her heritage or her fate, Wrath must put down his dagger and usher the beautiful woman into another world. So with over 20 books in this series of material to work with, I think there might be a lot of series for this show if it does well. So get ready to check it out on passionflix in 2024. So I don't know about you, but I love to read romance books, but I also love to watch a really good romance movie. So if you love romance movies, you can obviously check out the ones I just talked about, but also take a look at my romance movie hub on shereadsromancebooks.com to find lists of all the best erotic romance movies, fantasy romance movies, summer romance movies, Christmas romance movies, and so many more. And speaking of 2024, if you haven't seen it yet, I just launched the 2024 Romance Book Reading Challenge, where it's all about reading romance all year long and having fun. We read one romance book a month. So check out the 2024 challenge on the blog, where you can also download my free reading trackers there to keep track of all of your book selection. Thanks for tuning in today. I hope you are excited about some of these movies and TV shows about to drop, and maybe have some books to read if you like to read the book before you watch the movie or TV show. Tune in for my next episode, where I'm actually going to talk about romance books and romance book series that I think would make the best TV series. I hope producers tune into that episode, because I really want to see these books come to life on the big or small screen very, very soon. And gosh, reflecting on this episode in the podcast, I can't believe I've surpassed already 20 episodes. Yay! So if you're enjoying the podcast, please give me a rating or leave a review. It really helps and would mean so much to me. But thanks for listening today, and until next time, happy reading and movie watching.
That's all for this episode of the She Reads Romance Books podcast. I hope you enjoyed it and found some new books to add to your TBR list. If you did, please subscribe, rate, and review the show on your favorite podcast app. It really helps me reach more romance book lovers like you, and I appreciate your support. If you're a book boyfriend collector like me, then you'll want to join my email list so you never miss a podcast episode or a new book list. Just visit shereadsromancebooks.com/join and sign up today. As a thank you, I'll instantly send you my list of top 10 book boyfriends that will make you swoon. Trust me, you don't want to miss this list. Thank you for listening, and until next time, happy reading.